In this video, we're going to be talking about what it's like to live in the great city of Lowell, Michigan. And we're getting after it right now. Hey, how's it going? It's your good buddy Jimmy Kegle right here in Grand Rapids Metro. If this is your first time to my site, I do a ton of videos on what it's like to live, play, have fun, work in the Grand Rapids Metro and kind of all of West Michigan. If you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you're notified each and every time I put out a new video. And honestly, I'm helping so many people move, relocate, buy and sell here in the Grand Rapids Metro, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of moving, relocating, or have any questions about Grand Rapids Metro or any of the surrounding areas, give me a call, give me an email, send me a text, however you want to get a hold of me, I've got your back when you're moving to Grand Rapids Metro. So Lowell, Michigan's a great city. It's about, just to compare it to Grand Rapids, it's about 20-25 minutes outside of Grand Rapids, so not too far. So a lot of the people that work in Lowell, I would say a lot of them work in Grand Rapids as well. And there's, some of them work in Lowell because it's a decent sized city, but the majority of them I would say work in more of the Grand Rapids area. But it's far enough east of Grand Rapids that it's, from Grand Rapids to Lansing is, a good hour. I've made that run 100 times because I grew up in Lansing, but I live in West Michigan since I've been an adult after college. Because Lowell's about 20 minutes east of Grand Rapids, you're only about 40 minutes as a crow flies to get to Lansing. So that's kind of some of the people work there too, which is nice. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say the middle, but it's close enough to it. So Lowell's a great city. There's a lot to do there. What's one of the unique things about Lowell is it's where the Grand River and the Flat River meet and become one. So it's pretty cool that they have all the rivers going through there. As you can see by this map right here, it's a map of Michigan because I want you to get a good idea of where Lowell is. And you can see on the map where Grand Rapids and Detroit are. Grand Rapids is on the west coast, Detroit's on the east coast, obviously. And then now if you look at this map, this gives you a good idea of just West Michigan. So you can see right here where here's Grand Rapids and Kentwood, Wyoming, and Forest Hills, all right by downtown. And then just east of that, you see Lowell Charter Township, which is the city of Lowell, right there too. So that'll give you a good idea. You can see it's about 20-25 minutes away from Lowell. And now that you have a good idea about where Lowell's at in relationship to Grand Rapids and to Lansing, just the state of Michigan, let's talk a little bit about just Lowell in general and give you a good idea of kind of what it's about. And it is a really cool, unique community in the fact of, when I first moved here, I would say it was way more rural and more country living, where it still has a lot of that. I mean, there's active farms in Lowell, which is cool. The downtown's got one of those typical old school downtowns, I'll go over it later, where you have one main street, and then even though you're in the main street, you have these nice restaurants, you look to the right, and there's people dropping grain off to silos and stuff. So it's that kind of community, but it's been sprawling. So you've got a lot more neighborhoods, and the school system's gotten bigger and bigger, and it's got a great school system. It's a really high desirable place to live. So that's some of the cool things about it. It's got about, the populations have been growing and getting bigger and bigger. It's still like 5,000 or 6,000, depending on if you're Lowell or the township. So it's definitely growing. But there's a lot of fun things that you can do in the city of Lowell. So here we go. Again, like I said, there's some farms in Lowell, so there's a lot to do for farming. They have some 4-H clubs. They have a huge fair there. You can see right here in this video some of the barns and whatnot for the fairs where people can come in and bring you can walk through there and see the rabbits and the livestock and all kinds of things. The kids have fun with it. Seeing the goats get scream and yell at people. But just a great community. Obviously this is just it's not in season right now where you'd see more people there, but this is what it looks like, and it gives you a good idea of it. Yeah, so as you can see right here, this is a picture of the Lowell Area Historical Museum, which is a cool museum to let you know all about Lowell and how the city got started and where it's come from and how it's grown. And then also there's just a lot of great information about how it used to what it was like to live, 100 years ago in that area and how things were done. So, and then this next picture, as you can see, is Fallsburg Park. And what's cool about that is they got this sweet bridge, as you can see right here, to go over, and it's still a working bridge. The cars can go over that beautiful river there, and there's just a ton of activities to do in the park. They've got three play areas for the kids, three good playgrounds for the kids. You've got all kinds of things like there's fishing to do there. It's a great place to take a picnic basket to and just have fun with your family. They also have you can go kayaking there, as you can see from this picture. A couple kayakers having fun. And then also what's cool is the trail. Yeah, the Fred Meyer Flat River Valley Rail Trail goes right through there, and you can take that, go biking, and have all kinds of fun on it, or just go on nice walks. So yeah, that's a really good park. There's several other parks in and around Lowell too to go have fun with. So just a lot of fun there for the kids. Yeah, and right here you've got a picture of the main downtown. So like in a lot of small communities, the main town's just one big road. Not that big actually, but that's the main area for restaurants and shopping and things like that. There's some antique shops there that a lot of people enjoy, and they've got some really good restaurants. The Flat River Grill, as you can see right here by that picture, that's a Flat River Grill, and that's the outside of it. We got you can look right at the river, which is pretty cool. And then you've got a couple other new breweries that just opened up downtown, which Big Boiler Brewing is pretty new and doing really well. And then there's another bunch of other restaurants too, just to go through a quick list to give everybody some props. You've got Mint Fusion Bistro, what else? Blackwater Cafe, Kaiser's Kitchen. There's a lot of different kinds of housing out in Lowell as well, and a lot of different price points. So when you're moving there, you've got some really good options. Because it is out in, there's a lot of country out there, you'll see a lot of the homes where you'll be on one big piece of property, and you'll have 50, 60, 70 plus acres behind it with a really nice home on it. And that home may be a farmer's house, but also it just might be someone who wants some good acreage up front, and then they lease the farming acreage out to a farmer. So you get a lot of that. You've got several new neighborhoods where $200,000 to $300,000 range. It's a little more than a starter, but it's getting up there. And then you've got a couple other neighborhoods where in the 3 to 4, and then they even go up to where you're in the 4 and up as high as you can get. As far as how nice they are. So I'm going to go over some of these neighborhoods right here. That's some of the video we took, and show you some of the different types of neighborhood. Oh, and they also have like downtown houses, which will range from 150 up to in the 300s, and they're kind of that typical small town feel of a downtown. Yeah, so you can see right here is a development right in Lowell that's pretty new. These are built by Romig Custom Homes. And as you can see, there's quite a few spaces still locked, but there's some really nice homes out there. There's a playground for the kids. Here's a really nice house. There's another lot that's available. There's a big house that's already been sold. And these are all in like that probably $400,000 range, give or take in that range. So yeah, right in the $400,000 range. Nice areas, nice lots, but that's some of the newer stuff that's available in and around Lowell. Here's another neighborhood, Oak Hill. I'll give you a good idea of what it's kind of like in Lowell. Just want to give you a good representation of all the different types of housing out available. So they've got, like I said, the farms, but they also got really nice neighborhoods like this where each lot you've got several acres, and then you've got minimum of $400,000 to a $500,000 home on it, with really nice green space in between the houses, and they're set far back. And this is a really nice neighborhood, just a good representation of some of the opportunities out there in Lowell. So they've got some really good different kinds of housing. So you can just see some more nice houses here, pretty landscapes, a nice setback, gives you a really good idea. Now these homes are right downtown on the river. And some of them, like this one right here, you can see is a tear down and they built up a brand new house. But most of these are, were built, 80, 100 years ago, and just typical small town type houses. But they keep them up nice and do a good job with them and take pride in them. So that should give you a pretty good idea of, what it's like to live in Lowell. Great place with a lot of different options as far as housing. You got everything from, $1 million homes down all the way down to $160,000 small houses right downtown, and everything in between. You've got dirt roads, you've got paved roads, you got a lot of different options to choose from. Just driving through it's beautiful with all the different back roads and all the woods and all the undulations and the great topography, which is amazing. So Lowell is pretty cool. So hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and got some good information about Lowell. If there's anything that you have questions on or want to know more about Lowell, just give me a comment below and I'll answer it. If there's something very specific, I'll even go out there and do a video on it. If you have something that you really want to know about it, no problem. I love helping people move and relocate to anywhere in the Grand Rapids Metro in Lowell. So if you have any questions or want to know anything about Lowell, give me a call, reach out, and get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to help you out in any way I can. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that subscribe button, because that's how we keep the channel moving forward, and I really appreciate all your efforts. Thanks a lot and have a great day.